So Toronto is over and Ben Shelton reigns victorious, and that's why I'm rocking a bit of the Shelton today. Well done to him defeating Khachanov in the final, but how will he fare? Now the big boys are back. Jannik Sinner, Carlos Alcaraz, they're in the draw at Cincinnati. This is a Masters and we're very, very close to the US Open. That's right, and before we go anywhere, make sure you've hit a like and subscribe to the channel. And like the Cincinnati Open have said here, welcome back to something brand new. And look at these amazing courts and the grounds here. I'll take you through a few of the pictures. Look at that, beautiful. Look at this one as well. Look at this nice outside area. Look at these courts. These look amazing. Wow. Jealous to anybody who's got tickets to go and watch this tournament. But it's the big one, isn't it? It is Cincinnati. It's normally like the biggest Masters event that is before the US Open. You sometimes get to see who is going to be the big performer come the US Open with a result here. Obviously, last year, Jannik Sinner, he was the champion and he went on to win the US Open as well. Will he be able to do it again this year? Obviously, he's spoken about how Toronto really helped him in his build-up of his career. We've just seen Ben Shelton win that. How will Ben Shelton do in this? And we're going to find out where they are in the draw, who is in which half. And obviously, we know the number 1 and number 2 seeds are going to be Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz. So let's get straight into it. The Sinner section is the top section. He's the number 1 seed and the reigning defending US Open champion and now Wimbledon champion and Australian Open champion. The only one he doesn't have is Roland Garros right now. He obviously has a bye through the first round. There have been some matches that have already been played. Apologies for that. There's been a lot going on with myself. I'm actually on holiday at the moment. And JG, snowed under with the day jobs as well. But don't worry, we're getting this one out there. And I'll take you through a little bit of what's actually been happening in the first rounds. Here you go. So, good one for me. Lerner TN, come on, getting a win over in the US. This is brilliant for him. And I'll be keeping an eye on where Fonseca is and if he's been having any good results. So looking down there, Bassas already. I see Monfils withdrew from the tournament. Have a look at some of the other results from yesterday. Moutet defeating McDonald. We've got Malazan going through there. Bias. We've got Boyer. Nardi. Having a quick look down here. Any big shocks? Ethan Quinn with a good win over Kecmanovic. Riley Opelka, Brooksby with a good win over Muller. Medvedev, that's a really decent result. And Lander Luce doing well there. And Batista Agut continuing this good run that he's on this year. Well, back to the draw. And in Jannik Sinner's little section here, looks like he could have maybe is that a Vic Capriva? We obviously know Sebastian Bias has gone through. Diallo, very dangerous player in Sinner's little section here. This is his quarter. Looking down, Thomas Mahatch, another good player on the hard court. Jordan Thompson there. We got Jarry or Martinez and Tommy Paul in Jannik Sinner's section. So that could be a potential, I believe, round 4 opponent. We got Casper Ruud in there. He'll be happy about that. Looking down this one, Borges, Echeverri or Shang. We got Felix in there, Tsitsipas. I mean, looking at this straight off the bat, I think he'll be really happy with some of the seeded players that are in his quarter. All very beatable. Musetti, the best probably of them all. Maybe Tommy Paul, actually. I'm not sure on these American hard courts. But yeah, all in all, pretty good quarter, I would say, for I was going to say Tsitsipas then, for Sinner. It's definitely not that bad for Tsitsipas, really, if you could get some tennis going. But right now, he's 25th seed for a reason, and he's gradually sliding down those rankings. I'll be interested to see how he gets on, to be honest. He's obviously playing Malazan in his first match. could go out quite easily than that one, if I'm perfectly honest. But looking at this, Jannik Sinner, for me, he definitely should be making the quarterfinals, if not at least the semi-finals based upon this. I think it's a very, very good draw off first look. And we obviously know the number 3 and number 4 seeds will be Zverev, number 3, and we've got Fritz at number 4. So, and Fritz has been drawn in the Jannik Sinner half of the draw. So he is here. He has a bye through the first round. Who else does he have as a seed in his one? He's got TFO, last year's finalist. That's not too good for him. Who else do we have here? Mpechi Pericard, always a danger. Mikkelsen, been looking quite good of late. Holger Rune, yeah, a bit up and down. Kaboli, that's a big danger name that I would say. And Fokina, in his little section here, Fokina and Kaboli both being in there that's quite nasty, considering they're not the highest seeds. They're 17 and 15, but form-wise, they are two of the better players. And you've got Fonseca as a crazy little wild card in here as well. And I don't think anybody wants Fonseca in their section. And Fonseca has actually gone through against Boo, and it will be Fonseca versus Davidovich Fokina as an 8:30 match in the UK. It won't be last match on, but that would definitely be a match that a lot of people will be going to watch. That would be an exciting one for sure. I believe the final match of the day is Fritz versus Nava, which is on, well, probably the main court. I would have thought was Fritz being an American. Looking down there, Fritz, he looks like he should be okay up until about the third round. Then it could start getting a little bit dicey for him. I'd say Holger Rune would probably be fairly happy with his draw. Looking down here, I'd say, yeah, not too bad. Ugo Umber and Mpechi Pericard. TFO, this is not bad. To be able to get through to a quarterfinal, TFO will fancy his chances here. Last year's finalist. Who knows? Maybe you could do it again. We know what TFO's like in America. He really does show up for the crowd. So I'll be very interested to see if TFO could do it again. Let me know in the comments if you think he can. On to the next section. Let's go all the way to the bottom now. And this is Carlos Alcaraz. So Carlos Alcaraz, he would potentially be playing. And I believe that the big boys will be starting their campaigns later on today, because I think we've got Jannik Sinner, I believe, is playing at, let me just find that one out for you. He's playing Galan Riveros in his first match. And I can't see where Carlos Alcaraz is playing yet, but I'll let you know as soon as I can find it. Let me have a look. Oh, yeah, Damir Jamur. So there you go. So Jamur knocked out Bellucci. And just looking through Alcaraz's section, Griekspoor being a seed, Chapeau, I mean, these are pretty good stuff. And Jakub Mensik, that's a dangerous young player. I think you always got to look out for these up-and-coming youngsters. Alex de Minaur, someone in fantastic form, somebody who really comes to life when the big boys aren't around. Could be another big tournament for him in the build-up to the US Open. And Darderi, another player who's been in good form as well. I'd say more clay court based, but when you're in form, you're in form. So Poprin, another person who had another good account of himself in Toronto, seems to love it there. And Andrei Rublev, we've got down here at the bottom. So all in all, Alcaraz is one. I'd say on his side, not too bad other than Mensik. But on the other side, actually quite dangerous. All beatable players for Carlos, but you never know. Like, I mean, he's been to the final here before, but he's never won it, has Carlos. Obviously, that epic one with Novak Djokovic, wasn't it? I think it was nearly 4 hours. I remember covering it. It was insane. But on his side of the draw is obviously Sasha Zverev as well, and that could be a potential semi-final matchup. Zverev, let's see which seeds he's got in his one. He's got Arthur Fees. I think he's had some injury problems. We've got Nakashima, probably be a bit more dangerous in the US. Brooksby in here as well. He obviously just went through against Muller. We spoke about that. Hachanov, just been to a final. Shelton, here we go. The big boy just won a tournament. Will we get this same dip, though, that when you win a tournament, you go out early in the next? I wouldn't be so shocked, but his draw doesn't look too bad from first look. He's got Ugo Carabelli, Nishikori, Batista Agut in there, Norrie. These are all winnable matches for me. Lehechka, Daniel Medvedev. Probably a good player to have in your side of the draw, to be honest. Not somebody in any sort of form, and he's not even a high seed anymore. He's a 12, but still, it's a good person to have in your section because a winnable match these days for someone like a Shelton who's on the up. Seeing some players on the downward curve right now, like Daniel, like Tsitsipas, and now Shelton, Dimonor. We're probably going to see the likes of Mensik getting better and better as well. People like this. Who knows? Maybe Fonseca, Tien in a year or two's time. But yeah, right now, this section, I would say Shelton and Zverev will be very happy. Khachanov, will he be able to recreate another run? I'm not so sure. He's sort of like a player who has one good tournament here and there and then doesn't really show up for the rest. But maybe he'll save himself for the US Open, where we've seen him do very well in recent years. Looking at the semi-finals, I reckon that based upon what we've got there, this is, if you're looking at just seeds, it would be Sinner, Musetti, Fritz, Rune, Shelton, Zverev, and Dimonor, Alcaraz. Out of all of those, I think the bottom one I actually think could happen. That one is quite likely. Shelton, Zverev, I think that one could happen as well. I think those bottom two, the top two, I don't think will happen. I think Sinner we'll see there. I think we could see Taylor Fritz there, but it's not guaranteed. But yeah, Rune and Musetti, not so sure. This is Jannik Sinner's route through to the final. Should he get there, it is a bye through. Then Capriva or qualify. We know it's Galan Riveros. He's got Diallo, potentially round 3. We've got Tommy Paul or Mahatch in round 4. Musetti, Tsitsipas, Felix or Ruud in the quarters. Fritz, Rune, TFO, Kaboli semi-final, and Alcaraz, Zverev, Shelton or Dimonor in the final. And let's have a quick look at Carlos's. A bye through the first round, then Damir Juma, then he's got Grigspor, Medjedovic in the round 3. Round 4 of Shapo, Mensik, Kecmanovic. Quarterfinal of Dimonor, Rublev, Poprin, or Darderi. I don't think Darderi, to be honest. We've got semi-final of Zverev, Shelton or Medvedev, and then a final of probably Jannik Sinner, I would have thought, or Fritz, Rune, Musetti. I think it would be between probably Fritz and Sinner, though, in that one. Can anyone stop Jannik Sinner? That's the big question. Looking at the rankings coming in, you're having a quick look, and you can see Carlos is 2,200 points behind Jannik Sinner. And the rest, it drops off dramatically. You see Draper and Djokovic not playing this tournament. Draper injury, Djokovic, he's only going to play the big slams. That's all he's playing for these days, just to try and get number 25. Going to be difficult. If Jannik Sinner's there, if Carlos Alcaraz is there, these other players coming through, getting better and better. I'm still interested to see how he gets on, though, because he's good enough for semi-finals in slams for sure, still. So US Open, notably very tough, though, because anything can happen. But I think that's it. For me, looking at the draw, I think Jannik Sinner will be very, very happy with his draw. I think Carlos Alcaraz won't be too disappointed. I think that Shelton could make another run here. But let me know in that comment section, what do you think? Do you think that we're going to see Jannik Sinner just step back onto court and dominate again on the hard court? Or are we going to see someone else? If you haven't done so yet, give us a like on the video, subscribe, and we'll see you for more Cincinnati action coming up soon.